the owner of this fantastic 1956 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz. And John is going to talk in some detail about the process of restoring this car. So John, now the normal Biarritz, if in fact it's been restored, if it's not just been kind of painted and upholstered, is a body on the frame restoration. This wasn't. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, this was a complete body-off restoration that was built to be a show car, and that's what it's been its whole life. Okay, since I've
yeah, as a matter of fact, this is the photo of it on a rotisserie. So this is actually a full rotisserie restoration,
right?
Which this is a big body to have on a rotisserie, right?
And this car it was rust-free, and those pictures show it because we didn't have to do rust repair on it, which is critical.
Yeah, when you look at these, the belly pan it actually almost looks like a new old stock body, right? I mean, it's pretty incredible.
And we got lucky with that,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because many of them have been rusted, and they've gone through their second restoration, right? Because they're so old.
Right. Well, part of that, I'm assuming, is that as far back as 1976, we actually have the California pink slip from the owner when he acquired it, or at least titled it in California in 1976. And then within, 5 years or so, it was disassembled by its new owner to restore it, but he never completed it. And you acquired it in 2015?
Yes, because he got put into a senior's Alzheimer's ward, and his wife kept it for another 2.5 years, and then I found it through a lead with an appraiser, and I bought it with the intent of doing a absolutely show restoration that I could show at the Cadillac LaSalle Club.
Well, Chip and our opinion is that this is far better than a new 1956 Cadillac. It is pretty close to perfect. How about if you talk about a few of the items where you painstakingly made sure they were perfect? So I think the story behind this grill is something we need to hear. Let's talk about how amazing that grill is.
So what happens with the grill is it's very difficult with the number of pieces to restore that grill. Okay, so that grill was shipped to a fellow that is famous in Minneapolis, Minnesota, that just restores Cadillac grills, and he takes it apart piece by piece. Okay. And he ships the pieces to California to have them re-anodized, because it's very difficult to get the correct shade of gold for this car. Could not get it done in Arizona. It was too yellow.
Any idea how many pieces that made up that grill?
No, but it's in the couple of hundreds.
Yeah, no, I bet. I mean, look at how fine the detail is.
And that Cadillac script is new old stock that I found. Okay, it had,
beautiful.
And so that's shows the shading, correct shading, right?
Yeah.
So it shipped, the pieces individually are shipped to California, and a company there gets them re-anodized, and it's called King of Trim. And then they ship the pieces back to the fellow in Minneapolis, and he puts it back together. And that process takes 4 or 5 months, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then look at all of the emblems and the feathers. Just if you get close to that, Chip, just look at how spectacular the detail work is. I mean, none of the detail looks lost. One thing I know that you're proud of is that there are so many parts that are sourced now from Taiwan, reproductions, and there's, this car is pretty much devoid of reproduction.
I purposely went out of my way, sometimes to pay multiple times more to have parts restored rather than to buy them off of Cadillac's supplier that's bringing in parts from Taiwan.
Well, and you wanted to show us the interior, the leather. So how do we...
So again, this interior is a story in its own, is because there is one fellow in the U.S. that has the proper patterns for it, and he's in Virginia. So he will not sell a kit. You have to take out every piece of the car and send the whole seats to him by boxing them up in big crates. And 7 months later, he sends it back to you. And he said that this particular model of Cadillac had more hides than any other, and it took 7 hides of this proper material to do.
Yeah, it's really fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe you had mentioned also that this was
Right.
There
was an option to have a black and white interior, or all black, and this car from the factory came all black, and that's why it was done that way.
Yeah.
It's a triple black car.
Fantastic. So, John, one thing I've noticed, having sold a few of these, is that I've never seen one where the door cap detail, which is very, very detailed, and also this trim piece where there's not bubbling or pitting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are. I mean, it looks like a brand new 1956 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz.
These came without pitting. Okay, we were really lucky to have a car without pitting, and so they were all sent to Paul's Crowing in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, who is a high-end chroming is what they do, right? Mm-hmm. And they most of the chrome on this car was done by Paul's Chroming, and so we sent it there, and they did a beautiful job.
Yeah.
Right?
And then even this trim piece.
Yes.
Normally there are bubbles in the chrome,
right.
or the detail has
right.
been rubbed through,
right.
and oh
right.
my God! I mean, it looks
right.
it looks like it's brand new.
And even the back bumper, that's a horror story for most of them, because the insert of that bumper is aluminum, and because of heat and exhaust and everything, they get eaten up. And these ones were perfect.
Yeah.
And they were done at Paul's.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, we're so proud to have your car here.